Alright, baby. Alright, baby. Let's go. Match point for FPX. All those YouTube comments calling my prediction shit turned out to be very true. G2 seemed to be done. They seem to be done. Can they clean up their play so fast? Can they clean up their play so quickly? They don't have any more chances. One big slip up and the game is over. Can we trust G2 to do that? I don't know, Kevin. They've been slipping up like there's a field of bananas and they're just walking on them. You know, they're bound to slip up. It's just a banana field. It is, G2 have done too many mistakes, very sloppy mistakes throughout the tournament, and it seems like FPX is just way too clean. They're way too good to punish. They're super, super good at finding those opportunities, punishing G2 so hard. Yeah, we're gonna blue trinket this dragon. You guys are not even 5-man on dragon? Fuck you. We're gonna cut you in half. Boom. They come for you. And that's it. That's it. So we're going to head into draft. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. It's tense. It's tense. FPX have been very calm and collected in terms of macro. Have matched tempo in a lot of scenarios. But it's just that mid-game was so beautiful from G2 in the first game. And if they can reach that point again and then not make any mistakes past that point, G2 still, in some capacity, have some things that are better than what FPX is doing. Draft is starting. Syndra ban Front plus Phoenix, continuing the same trend. G2 banning Pantheon. Let's see if the Kaiser Xayah ban falls down again. If G2 just go for a Varus again, or what their plan is. Kaiser. Maybe they give Xayah and pick Nautilus away. Okay, ban Rakan. Xayah, Nautilus, Rise. Xayah, Nautilus, Rise. I hope G2 is ready to pick Nautilus and Rise, because otherwise you're doomed. But at the same time, Fun plus Feelings draft is so smart here. So smart that because I think Xayah is super, super good into Nautilus. And I think Xayah is super, super busted. So here, Xayah is a huge pick. Obviously, I love Xayah. Tian with the Lee Sin lock-in. Maybe the lock-in support. Maybe they need to consider picking mid laner here as well. Lee is going to get locked in. And then G2. Is this another Ezreal game? Game 3. Your match point. And you're giving your boy perks. Ezreal? Is that the plan? Thresh gets locked in. I think this is a decent matchup for Nautilus. I don't know. People seem to have a different opinion at the World Championship about it. But I like it for Nautilus. And then here, what else do you pick? There's APs. Yasuo's not a thing against Xayah. It's too hard. Against Thresh is also too hard. Oh. Look. That's hilarious. Wow. That's the best. Xayah is not, Ezreal is not a bad pick into these champs. It isn't. But Umayan Ezreal could do some work, I mean, could use some work. Rumble ban. What are you gonna play now? Now they're making Doinby dig a bit deeper. But Doinby said, I have 100 champions that I haven't showed. Maybe he's gonna pick the Dinger. Maybe he's gonna pick the Scion. Maybe he's gonna keep it simple. Sion could be really cool because, you know, Ezreal Rise DPS output is not so high to chunk down a Sion. But of course, if Sion itemizes Sterak. Whoa, 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 Warhorse, calm down. You're screaming. You're screaming, man. I can hear you screaming through the screen. You're in Paris. Michael Jarvan. No more Elise. So if you pick GP here, don't have the option to go for a Sion mid lane because you need AP. Maybe Doinby plays a Cassio. Oh, Doinby Galio. Then I think the composition looks kind of trash. Okay. Okay. So FunPlus Phoenix have honestly a pretty cocktail comp. What's going on here? They have GP, nothing to deliver the Galio with. They have Zaya Trash and then Lee. So Tiano Lee Sin always can make explosive shit happen. But if this was ever a game to win for G2, based on the draft alone, this is the one. But then you have to put the Ezreal as a question mark, right? Ezreal, can Perks play Ezreal good enough? I think he played a pretty decent Ezreal in that game, except getting caught and killed. And then now, are they going for the same thing with the Pyke in the mid lane? They're going for Cassio instead. Cassio's quite nice here. Oh! Okay, okay. Okay. That is super cool. Super, super cool. Because Zaya playing against fucking this shitty item that he builds. The spooky ghosts with the glacial augment. It's quite tricky. So if we look at FPX composition, they don't have that many tools to start fights besides Tian's sexy Lee Sin. Sexy Lee Sin. His Lee Sin has been oof. You're gonna be like, after the series, if Tian wins 3 games on Lee, why didn't G2 ban Lee Sin? Lee Sin is not a champion that you ban. If you're banning Lee Sin in your draft, you're doomed. It's just, it's not the champion to ban. But here, their composition doesn't have a lot of room for activity. So early on, of course, they have Prio. Veigar has Prio. FunPlus Phoenix need to snowball this. And if we see a repeat where they keep diving Wonder over and over and they get ahead, then it could be super, super nice. Bottom matchup, Nautilus, Ezreal, doesn't have a lot to say. Here, the big thing here is that Jankos can create some action here with Jankos, like with his Javan jungle on level 2 already. He can invade, he can look to... actually can't invade. Invade Lee Sin is too hard, you lose 1v1. He can look to level 2 gank, and he can look to find Prio through this. But Veigar in the mid lane, last time we saw it, a big difference was that SKT didn't know how to use the fact that Veigar didn't exist for 15 minutes. They didn't know how to use Akali to look for dives. They were trying to 2v2 dive top, and then eventually at around 12-minute mark, they dove mid and they lost the game. And this is not FPX. They don't fucking give a shit. They don't slow down. Here, G2 scales super, super well if they fall behind, which they should because of the nature of FPX compositions. Then FPX maybe can take it. But here, if FPX don't build a big enough lead, then G2's composition is going to scale super, super well. Super, super well. But they have the recipe here to create big leads, and they can set up dives on Wunder very, very easily if Gingung plays the same way. So here, maybe Jarvan goes for level 2 gank up top lane. He is on red side, he can red into top, that could happen. But I assume FunPlus Phoenix, they know all the shenanigans. Chinese teams go through the first 3 minutes of the game in the most intense way. They know level 2 ganks, they know level 1 ganks, they know level 3 ganks, they know level 2 TPs, they know everything. Their early games are very, very intense in comparison to other regions. And that just means that they've gone through all these hoops in terms of what Jarvan can do. So I assume FPX are going to ward out, they're going to have a lot of vision, they're going to have a lot of information on what Jarvan is going to do, because if Lee Sin reaches level 3, he's going to be better in the matchup. Which sounds fucking ridiculous, right? But later on, Jarvan has an ultimate that puts him on top of Thresh or Zaya. He's going to get trapped. A lot of engage tools here for G2, and this time around, let's see if Wunder can build proper items. But I like G2 draft. I like G2 draft. It focuses on their strengths. Their strengths haven't been early game. They conceded a little bit. They reach mid game, late game. They're going to be super, super strong. Vega's going to get a couple of items. Oh, this looks beautiful. Look at that. Ooh. Wow, that looked nice, man. That looked beautiful. Excuse me. That's a strong level 1. 15 games. I just get Taipei Assassins vibes from FPX. I don't know how you guys feel, but Taipei Assassins, that's how I feel when it comes to them. Yeah, okay. 2019 was the acquisition of Doinby. Come on. 2018 was no Doinby. That's a big change of pace here, guys. Doinby was Rogue Warriors back in 2018, and they have a beautiful regular season score as well. Perks, landed Q, Doinby. Ooh, flash for flash. FPX doing some shenanigans level 1 here, dividing the map. Nautilus and Ezreal in a tricky spot here. Perks looking to do some sneaky beaky stuff, but Tian reads it. Tian is just, he's a cybernetic organism. I don't know the quote from Terminator, but he's played the series like a fucking AI. Absolutely insane how well he played. And let's see now if it's tricky to dive bottom when you divide the map with FPX, because here it's super tricky because Lee only gets a level 2 from the blue and so forth. So if you start at the blue, then diving bot is not really that big of an option. So yeah, Tian is level 2. There's no dive on bottom. The wave is gonna crash soon. Oh, Mickey. Well, speaking of dive, it's definitely a big fucking option now. Ezreal 0 CS, he's late to lane, and now Mickey's low HP. Tian doesn't give a shit if he doesn't have reds or level 3. He's gonna look for the dive because Mickey's in trouble. Caps has TP, Javan's rushing bottom, and now everything's happening. Call it Jankos even bought boots. He wants to be on time here. Tian needs to look for 1 CS and then he gets level 3. They're zoning, they're walking up. Mickey is gonna look for the hook the moment Javan's in range, and this is a big denial. Big denial. Jesus ball lane, man. Mickey getting traded on that fucking hard. Caps in trouble, looking for a flash. If FPX continue in the same fashion, this is 3 minutes in, and the pressure is immense. Immense pressure. One is gonna look for a base now, shouldn't have money for tier because he started corrupting potion. Also phase rush. God bless you, Wunder. Phase rush, good adaptation. Thank God. Let's see now what you can buy, because you can't fight the fucking tier because you don't have Sapphire Crystal. So boots and Sapphire Crystal, respectable buy. G2 recovering a bit of CS, but the only thing that is keeping this equalized is the fact that Gimgun also felt the pressure from Jankos dividing the map, and Wunder got to push in and he got the base, and Wunder is in a fine state up top. I love the fact that he didn't go Comet. Fuck Comet, man. Fuck Comet. Okay, Lee Sin now into top lane, but Ryze is gonna let his way push in, unless he's gonna pull a Khan and start to push and play aggressive at this moment in time. I don't think it's necessary. Lee Sin should be stronger than Jarvan at this point in time, and Veigar should indeed lose prio. Tian is walking in. Galio is in position to support if anything happens. Also, Jankos used EQ. Tian saw it because the flag was down. So all is good. Tian just walks in, steals the Raptors. Very good play here for Tian. Tian didn't base yet, so this is what Jankos has an advantage. But he recalled and just bought boot, so it's not like he's that much stronger fighting-wise. Tian keeps invading, and he has all the prio in the world. This is the big difference here. Tian is actually using his mid prio, When he has mid prio, he's using it the fuck out of it. No other team was fucking doing this. SKT, super disappointed. Never used mid prio, never did anything 2v2 mid lane. G2 as well, didn't do too much in the 2v2 mid lane. Caps, when he got prio, still used it by himself. And sure, Jankos was pressuring. Probably the second best team at doing it. But they never had this interaction between the jungle and the mid lane in a way where they are looking to pressure into the enemy space and take over. Here, if Xayah bases, she cannot afford a BF unless that plating she got so early in the game is enough. Okay, the plating is enough. Okay, I'm a liar. I am a liar. Ah. The plating was enough. TB back with Xayah, BF sword against Tyr. Well, the Tyr is aptly named. Definitely Tyr inducing. Okay. Now we have FPX, Toynbee. Caps TP'd back into lane. It's not a good sign because FPX have Perma Prime mid lane. They're going to look to dive, and Jankos is on Broxa duty. He's just looking to make the defensive play. Yeah, I'm going for the Mountain Drake. I think it's going to be a big sacrifice of tempo. I think this Drake they could have taken whenever they wanted. I think here if Tian solos his Mountain, it means he's going to be very low HP. Unless, the plant and his red buff and him being Lee Sin is enough for him to survive. It seems like he's not taking too much damage. Just whenever I see a Mountain, I get pretty scared because the Mountain Drake is so tanky and it takes so long to kill. But FPX are just walking through the dragon. G2 have no plan to contest. And G2 are just looking to scale. Mountain Drake taken. And now Lee Sin is healthy. I was wrong. I thought Lee Sin would be unhealthy. Red buff plant, punching the crab is enough. And now Lee and Galio are just going to perma roam into bottom. Toynbee has ult ready, so he covers a way bigger distance. And G2 have no plans of contesting mid 2v2. So here, a full early game. We knew this coming into this game, that full early game is in FPX's favor. Veigar doesn't have any prio, and FPX are actually using the fact they have prio, denying blue buff now, taking everything, chipping away. G2 need to give up on bottom. G2 need to be very scared here. FPX pressuring so much. Platings for LWS is going to mean the world. G2 are not finding anything on the other side of the map. They're looking to hit this tower. Boom. You have the demolish proccing. G2 need to be worried about this. But at the same time, we've accepted that they're going to be behind in this draft. But Mickey, with an early game blunder, almost counts as a death in my opinion, the way he lost that much HP, and boom, FPX shared this gold. So it's not as impressive as in other scenarios where you get this gold. LWX is definitely super far ahead of Ezreal, because Ezreal klepto value is like 10 gold and is getting pounded in the lane because of Mickey's move and also the map being divided and Galio having super much prio. It's just super rough situation. It's like you pick Veigar into Galio. This is, you accept that the enemy is going to take over the map. And it seems like G2 have accepted this knowingly because they haven't been getting caught. They've understood that they need to give up, and they've been giving up. And the problem is that how do they make the bleeding stop? When is the point where they can actually pressure something? When is the point where they can actually do something? Because this is not going to stop. This is 8 minutes in and the first tower is down. Now Xayah Thresh is going to go into topside and the onslaught will continue. Now G2 have a pretty fucked bottom wave and they are forced to put Wunder together with Nautilus and Jarvan on the top side, and Ezreal is going to lose against the GP. But this is the best course of action because the wave bottom was way too fucked for them to do anything. Wunder looking to poke a little bit before the dive, but here Galio can move very fast. He has Galio ultimate. FPX are just going to continue to pressure, look for prio through Galio, and then look to do something. But the moment the outer towers fall, then maybe G2 can look to put more man into mid lane and then pressure through there. But maybe Xayah is just too fed at that point because Xayah is getting plating after plating after plating. So here is another one. Another one. This plating doesn't fall. Okay, they protect the plating. But there's 5 minutes more of plating extravaganza. And Jankos now is in trouble. That's the flash, and that's okay. Toynbee didn't have E apparently. Didn't have E, so Jankos got away. Toynbee E'd into flash W. Caps just scaling away, scaling away, scaling away. G2, that's the sound of the music they're playing in their ears. Scaling away, scaling away, we are scaling away. It's like a butter commercial on TV or something. Now, with extra sea salt. G2 need to just scale FPX, take the Herald, break mid tower, use that Galio Prio. Need to activate Doinby a bit more again. They need to take all that vision in mid that G2 managed to build up. Any of these wards is going to help. Rise is 35 CS ahead. This is the saving grace. Wooden didn't get dove the same way he did in previous games. Instead, LWX built an advantage for himself. Took that priority from G2 and from Doinby and used it. Okay, they're just going to use a rift right away in the mid lane and then rotate in the mid later. I thought they could do it in a way where they pressure mid tower. It's much easier to pressure this tower than it is to pressure the mid tower, right? Always, always, always. So mid tower is central, and with the way the map is shaped, it's just harder to pressure it. Here, you can easily use your mid prio to pressure them off the tower and hit it. So I think this Rift Herald was not necessary. You have a lot of time to work with. You have 3 more minutes before Rift Herald is gone, and here LWX is going to get that money. Crisp is getting rich too, and that is a continuation of FPX's dominance. When does the bleeding stop? That is the big question. 1 item finished, they need to maybe wait for the 2 item power spike for the members, and then maybe that's the way in. But if they are already 4k gold behind at that point in time, it's going to be rough. Here, Gimgo is doing a trade because Doinby is hovering into bot side. Gimgo is looking for that base, doesn't have any Trinity Force base yet. Wunder has Archangel Staff waiting in the shop. Let's see if Wunder has learned. Will he build properly? Or will he build away in a similar fashion where he accomplishes nothing? Nothing, I tell you, nothing. Mercury on Galio. FPX now looking to siege the mid lane, and this is where it becomes trickier. The platings in mids are harder to take because, you know, this Veigar has decent amount of wave clear. He didn't get any blue this game because of the pressure FPX has all across the board, but this is why I like saving the Rift Herald for the mid lane, because always the mid turret is so much harder to kill. Sometimes it's even more important to kill the mid tower than actually get the platings, because it gives you so much breathing room, and it unlocks the inner turrets of G2, meaning this one and the one that is over there. So breaking the mid tower is so important, especially when your only engage really is Lee Sin or a Trash Hook. When you can find angles with Lee Sin, when Tian can work with angles, he's been doing amazing things. Bugs very low HP. Moby Boots on Crisp. He's going to chase onto this. Is he going to break first blood here? TP started. TP of Veigar. Big cooldown. FPX are very happy with just burning that cooldown. Rise TP into mid lane. Level 9 to 10. 10 on Wunder now. And the way for FPX to continue is to get Prio through side and then threaten dive into mid lane. But that's going to be super difficult. So now in the mid lane, Veigar and Ezreal can stall very easy. Very, very easy. Perks is going to look to farm side lane, and Caps is going to just WQ the waves, and G2, as long as they can maintain this mid tower alive, I feel like FPS are going to slow down a lot. This next dragon, probably FPS is going to have it for free. And G2 are just going to look to maintain the status quo, which is something that they do very, very well. As long as they don't force things and accept that this Infernal Drake is going to go into the hands of the enemies, all is good. This is a 2,000, 3,000 gold lead, which looked quite rough, but this is G2 giving up as little kills as possible. So that's positive. Don't be looking for a dive here on Caps. Mickey catching him between the turrets, and Caps is looking to go aggressive here. LWX loses a lot of HP, and Tian, this is not the fight we're looking for. Oh, boom. Okay. G2 playing FPX's game now. Looking for those entries, those entry frags. Getting 1 kill. G2 with a lot of breathing room here in this situation. G2 found the way to draft, honestly. Just skip anything that requires you to do a lot of action in the early game. Play it as safe as possible, accept that you're going to fall a bit behind, and then use what you're good at. This is a very good look here for G2. They find the hook, looked dangerous at first. Tian was a bit too deep. LWX got poked a lot, and he's out of position. Like, look at what can LWX do here? He's like an AI that doesn't know how to path. Look at here, he got chunked out. Good movement here from Caps walking up. The banana with the wing cuts LWX, and then here Tian is just way too deep. What was Tian going for here? I don't know. He was waiting, but he could just W out right away. Instead, Nautilus landed the hook. Mickey flashes out, and then boom, the Q into R. The Vega mechanics are clean. Not like they're fucking hard in the first place. FPX with the 11 plates, G2 with the 2 plates. Cool. Wonder with the trifecta of blue items. So many blue items on G2's composition. Usually champions that buy blue items scale very good. Actually, that's not true. Scratch that. Edit it out. Never mind, EU production. Okay. How do you break this mid tower? As long as this mid tower is alive, then FPX can't continue their snowball into the enemy jungle. Sure, they can continue to pick up dragons, but other than that, very hard to snowball this past that point. Maybe when Nash responds, you can begin to force G2 out of their complacency, but maybe that's the time when G2 actually have 2 items and they're ready to go. Now the question is, G2, are they greedy enough to contest this Dretsky? This Dretsky is not yours to contest, honestly. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, G2. Please, 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 I'm sending you my mojo, don't contest this Drake. Maintain the status quo. FPX, the best thing they can do is look to try to push side lanes and then rotate into mid, but diving is too difficult. Breaking that mid tower is too difficult. G2 getting a lot of breathing room here to put wards, but maybe this is just all a bait. All a bait. Let's see if Ezreal can buy Trinity Force. I doubt it. I don't think he can afford Trinity Force. Can he? Unless he got like the luckiest klepto of his life and he has bank. Bank. Okay, Iceborne Gauntlet. 2 items. TP is on. Good position for G2 if they want to look for a fight. 2 items on Ezreal is not too shabby. Now when he has 2 items finished, I'm beginning to find confidence here in G2's play. Perks is looking to find some pokeroos, and this is FPX TPing quite late. Jankos is in deep, and boom, that's a very nice smite from Jankos. Look at LDWX's position, is very far away. Jankos gets killed very fast. Mickey is out, and that's an Infernal Drake for a Jarvan. I'm good with that. Can G2 defend mid tower? Perks is shooting some Qs. Okay. Jeez, I'm slipping on my words. Let me do something. I need to empty my throat. Give me 1 second. Man, I can't get it out. Whatever, we continue. I'm saying words sometimes very strange. I'm very nasal right now in the voice. Okay, so if Jisoo can say the mid tower here, I like it, but it's making me nervous here, making me nervous. Look at that Galio damage though. He fucking almost soul killed this fucking Jarvan. Let's take a look again. So FPX very slow here to find the position. And G2 had Ezreal 2 items. That's what gave them the confidence. That's the kick and that's the W. Smite, very nicely played by Ankos, because you're in the air and you don't have a lot of opportunity to smite after that. And then here, pretty much Doinby just one-shots him. Very, very nice. And it looked like a decent fight for G2 because of the position of LWX. It was pretty far away. But Perk's position was also very cut off. You can see Perks is over here. He's over here in the bushes. He's trying to land some Qs. And then, Galio is so tanky. So here, Javan just got one-shotted by Galio almost completely alone. It's pretty nasty. More mana finished now for Ezreal. Red buff as well, and the snowball of FPX has not continued. Crisp. Okay. Perks. Okay. This is dangerous. I don't like this. Oh, the kiting. The flash was late. Let's go G2! Okay, Wunda needed to flash a bit earlier, and then he would survive. Like, he needs to flash the Galio E. Like here, if he flashes, it's fucking smurf. G2 is stalling, and all is good. LWX is nowhere to be found. Where was LWX? He based through mid lane, and then the TP happened, and they went. FPX looking... This is not as clean as they would like it to be. Here, if Wunda flashes right away, he survives. So look at that phase rush doing work. Yeah, baby, phase rush. Phase clan. Let's go. Okay, TP for TP. Don't use TP and ultimates. And, all of a sudden, G2, FPX composition, you begin to see all the flaws with it. Now, moving forward, G2 is going to have a much easier time fighting. They have a lot of team fight tools. They have a lot of good scaling. And FPX have a hard time reaching this Vega. How does this Vega really die, Has to be through Tian finding some crazy kicks. But Tian, this is probably his worst game of the series. It's not like he did something inherently super bad, but he's been dying more than usual, We had a death in the mid lane. And the Nautilus ult came, and Veigar did a lot of good poke damage. Let's take a look at this again. Perks with the E, walks away. Hits, flashes in the right direction, plays with Wunder. Wunder needs to flash this E. He gets knocked up by the punch. Here, if Doinby releases earlier, it's much better as well. He needs to release earlier. Here, release, so Wunder can't flash. This is a mechanical mistake from both Doinby and Wunder. And then maybe it would have been better. Some slight improvements. FPX now looking to force the Nasher. Banana goes through FPX. They know this is happening. Perks is very low mana. Maybe that was the triggering call, but we were in a replay, so we don't know shit. Crisp is in trouble. Crisp is getting caged, and that is the Gangplank ultimate. And G2 playing calm and collected for the first time in this tournament. Calm and collected. That is the name of the game. G2 seeing the prize. Understanding how they win. Backing off. GP ult was used. We're happy. We stopped the Nasher. They need to base. Ezreal needs to base. We're good. Very calm and collected. Very, very nice. Keep it up, G2. Wunda no TP in the bot lane. Game going the same. No TPs across the board except LWX and Caps. These are not players that will want to go into bottom side. And maybe now Rise showing up on bottom. This is an opportunity for FPX. But the fact that FPX based, it means that Rise has a lot of breathing room. G2 getting mid-prio with 3. Rise is showing on bottom. Let's show top. All is good. Blade Ruining Pingu is being bought on Ezreal. Let's see now. QSS probably as a buy for Xayah. But playing Xayah against this team is rough. She's relatively short range, and she doesn't have that many tools to find a setup. LWX now. Ooh, getting chunkarooed. No magic mantle, doing a lot of work. Don't be no flash. Rise! Make him remember you. Oh, Mickey tried to do some magic, but this magic gets punished fast. Mickey, this is not the time for magic. This is not Disneyland. So Mickey tries to cue the trash like they're doing me in the air, which is, it's rather close. It would have been sick if he nailed it. And this is, if he nailed it, I would be screaming like a little girl. But instead, I am talking shit about him because he didn't nail it. And Crisp gets the hook. Boom, look at that. The hook starts to channel. He tries to covered Doimi's back, and then Mickey flew like a little spider monkey all over the place. Wait. Has my camera been in a shit position this entire game? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me, please. No. Please. Please like, comment, and subscribe. No. Okay. Look, Cookie. Did you see this? Did you see Mickey eating Cookie? You're hungry? Pick you up. Look at that. Oh, Tian is dead. Tian is dead. 1-for-1. Tian finds a very nice kick before he dies. Okay. I know you don't like League. Sorry, man. Sorry. I'll feed you later, okay? Let me finish this game. Okay, let's take a step back, because I lost focus. So here, LWX very low HP, still has ultimate. Mickey dies, but LWX and Doimbi is super low HP, and LWX walks away. And G2 find an opportunity to pressure. Tian looks for an angle and a barrel. Ooh, they didn't cover their flank, and they need to position here where Caps is positioning. Here Caps is positioning good because all the vision is covered. There's no barrels that can fly, and this barrel lands and then Wunder gets kicked, but it's a 1-for-1. It's a 1-for-1. Doimbi and LWX still low HP, and Caps and Perks can definitely play with range here. And if you walk up too far, it can get dangerous, and G2 gets a mid tower. You know how much I love the mid tower. So this is definitely beneficial for G2. They still, even though they're playing safe, calm and collected, they haven't lost their edge in terms of how much they can pressure. And here, even though they were down one man, Mickey died. It started with Doimbi getting caught here, and then, EQ. Very well played from Jankos, keeping the EQ, but Doimbi just wasting his ultimate. Very normal. And then Mickey trying to go for the hero play, where he tries to cancel the Galio Lantern, but didn't really work. And then the barrel from hell. Very nice barrel. I think G2 should have positioned downwards, and then they managed to get the turret anyway, which was very important. We are getting replay into play, and we don't know the map states or anything. Here, G2 will be very late for this. 5k, 4k, this can be game changing. GP will comes down, 2k HP. Jankos is very late, 1k, 2k. Lee Sin has it. This might not be the best fight for G2. Alright, there's no LWX ult, and G2. Go for a mountain, and FPX get an Asher. Super good for FPX. Super good. Obviously. Goes without saying. So whatever happened behind the replay, all we know is that, all we know is that G2 extended for the mountain, and it wasn't the right call. What are you going to use this mountain for now that the enemy has Nash? Of course, they just misjudged the situation. They didn't want to trade mountain for Baron. They were just not on time. The GP ult came down. That was very nice. Let's see now what Wunder buys. He has a Ruby Crystal. Maybe buys Leandris. Maybe buys Rylai's. Who knows? I don't know anymore. Maybe just getting Leandris right away because the enemy is buying a lot of HP. I don't know. I just think that there are so many good items to buy on Rise. I just think Void Staff is quite strong, The enemy has a lot of MR. Maybe look to get Void Staff 4th. So you have to really consider what you get as your 3rd. Whether it's Spellbinder or Large Rod. Tian finding angles now, coming from behind. But G2 is posturing very far up to make sure that FPX can't pressure much. So what I love about G2 is that the moment someone shows, they make sure that the enemy feels it. They walk up in a good way, and they definitely make it hard for you to finish against them when you have Nashor. Here they are spotting Lee, I imagine, that they are seeing Lee Sin behind them on this ward, and that's why they are willing to walk up so far. Galio's on top wave. G2 is still managing to keep this mid turret alive, and I think that should be the main focus. even if they lose the outer turrets on top and bottom. Because now with this full rotation into top to kill, ooh, my goodness, FPX. Okay, Tian survives. Perks is in trouble. I knew you were trouble when you kicked Veigar. Oh my goodness. They knew the position of Tian, no? Where did he go? They need to think about this for a second. Look, they knew Tian is here. And then Caps. Look at Mickey fucking missing his Q on the wall as well. Jesus, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. And then Caps walks in a position that makes him such a free target here. Look at him. He's face checking. Tian kicks him and the fight starts so good. So good. Man. And then Tian survives. He's fighting 1v1 against Mickey. Mickey is trying to go for him, but Perks also kiting a little bit in the wrong direction, walking towards the Xayah. It was a mistake. He needs to walk upwards, and then he's gonna die as well. FPX now with the wave up top, probably gonna break an inhib. Not gonna end the game, probably. But Ezreal has a long death timer. Holy, G2 at the brink of getting fucking 3-0'd. FPX 3-0ing G2. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when the world song is fucking written in such a way. Righteous Glory and Wonder. Is FPS going for end? They can't go for end, right? They can't. They need to break this inhib and then go for those mid turrets and then just snowball this lead to 10k. Oh. G2. You did so many things the right way. Honestly, they did so many things the right way. They stalled. They began to feel the power of their items. They gave away a Nash. And then now, after this humongous effort to defend mid tower, and you know, the new Tian's position, Caps is walking here, picking mushrooms in the jungle. Tian finds the kick, and FPX start the fight with a kill when G2 are the ones collapsing. They knew Tian's position. And Caps is walking like, yo. He's walking like he's like getting a guided tour of a museum or something. Really calm and just prancing around. Ooh. Oh man. FPX. Super winning position. Super winning. G2 can still stall though. They can super stall. It all comes down to the next Baron. FPX will struggle to break these towers, but top side is still super creeps. This is probably the best fight G2 can hope for. Galio is dead. Gangplank ult is falling. Ezreal ult is a whiff. And we were discussing perks on Ezreal and how good he is. And this game has been decent. You can't really criticize him as an individual for the Ezreal, but this is a decision you make when you want to trade Rise, Nautilus, and give them Xayah, and then you have to pick Ezreal third. This is the trade that his team commits to. And in G2, there are no egos. They just want to do what they think is best for the team. Now, Wunder is buying Righteous Glory. He's getting armor because enemy is very AD heavy, and Galio is falling off damage-wise. And you see the same for Jaron. He's just buying a lot of armor. Cap's probably gonna go for Zhonya's, Iceborne Gauntlet on Ezreal. A lot of armor here. LWX should definitely get Last Whisper next. There's super value here. Super value. Straight from Value Town. So now FPX stall out. Last Whisper. Beautiful, Xayah. Beautiful. LWX just need to fight for this Nash. Force a fight. G2 need to look to poke and to stall this Nash as much as possible. The Nash is already on, and Ezreal is not that close. He needs to be the one poking. He needs to be in the position to go, and this is a disaster. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. FPX is gonna 3-0. Oh, Doinby. You madman, Doinby. Caps with a good stopwatch, but it doesn't matter. FPS can maybe look for end. They can look for end. They're pinging, they're pinging, they're pinging. Wonder it's going, wonder it's going, wonder it's jogging. Wonder it's jogging. FPX, his wife. I mean, Doimi's wife. The super creeps are entering. G2, you're done now. You're done now. You're done now, G2. No! No, G2, you get 3-0. No, G2! Holy shit, man. Holy shit. 3 fucking 0. 3-0. Holy shit. 3-0. Oh my god. What? Oh my goodness, man. Holy shit, man. Oh my goodness, man. Holy shit, man. Holy shit. G2. G2. Like, the game was really rough here, right? It was already rough.
He caught out by the box and the play he goes in with the cataclysm and hops right back out. The Baron is the target and it will be secured. It's LWX that does so, but it's at the cost of Chris Blind. Hero Zephyr comes in and Doinby is chasing forward. That's already a kill.
Holy Doinby, man. How fucking well did he play this fight? And Tian as well, man. Oh, man.
So much more. Will throw down the event horizon, but it doesn't matter. 2 members of G2 are left to fend off 4 from Fun Plus Phoenix.
FPX are headed straight for that Nexus, and it's only Wonder and Perks left standing.
Fun Plus Phoenix are looking to silence the haters and stun the world with their own style of League of Legends. They are pushing onto the Nexus. The favorites of G2 in Paris did not stand a chance, and Fun Plus, they've taken down the Nexus. They turn their attention to Wonder. Tian goes down. Perks kills Kimgoon. The Nexus is being focused. It's going down, and Fun Plus Phoenix are your world champions. That was one of the closest finishes I have seen, but the series was one-sided. The LPL are back-to-back world champions, and today, Fun Plus Phoenix are the 2019 League of Legends World Champions.
Wait for the coach, guys.
FPX dominated the LPL, and they have dominated Worlds as...
Holy shit, man. How fucking wrong was I, man? Wow. Wow. Holy shit, man. That's gonna be rough for G2, man. First game was a complete fucking throw. Many throws the game one. Game 2, the Dragon fight just fucking sealed the deal because their composition had nothing to bring forward. Then Game 3, it feels like they recognized their own strengths and didn't put any emphasis on early. Gave up, and then all of a sudden they reached a point which was good. But then that Nashor trade for that mountain just shifted the game completely again. Wow. And then the fight on top side where Tian finds Caps. Jesus. You have to say Tian's Lee Sin is from fucking space, man. How fucking good did he play, man? He played so well. And Doinby had an amazing time as well this series. I feel like FPX across the board didn't have any glaring weaknesses. You know, Crisp got caught maybe 1, 2, 3 times, but it didn't fucking matter. It really didn't matter. It didn't make any difference in the grand scheme of things. And it puts into perspective, you know, how the entire World Championship is, because you kind of question how good every single team faced along the way. Here FPX beat out Fnatic in a very convincing fashion, IG the same way, and now coming into the finals, they stomped the shit out of G2. They stomped the shit out of them. They are very clean macro-wise, they were very punctual and perfect in the way they engaged, honestly. It was absolutely amazing, and for me, what I'm getting as a feel, you know, the feeling I got from FPX in this series, I got Type A Assassins vibes. I don't know if anyone played back in Season 2, any of my viewers, or if they watched the World Championship back then, but it was also the spirit of Type A Assassins playing their own kind of style, where they were very good and sharp in the way they engaged with the Alistar and the Orianna combos, and they were always on the same page, and this is what made FPX stand out above the rest. Their teamwork was sublime, and they were very clean in their play. And this is something that, in a world where SKT is not clean, no other team is clean. FPX is the only clean team at the World Championship, which is crazy to think. You know, they showed some weaknesses in the mid to late game against IG, but IG is very strong there. Regardless of what you think about IG and their performance, they are definitely a good team when it comes to their late game team fights, because they always take them, so they're very practiced. But G2, honestly, I don't think it was a draft issue. I think they had a lot of good ideas in draft. Second game, maybe the draft was too shit. Maybe I was too tunnel visioned on like strong champions that they can play. But here, the fact that Nautilus needs to be banned, Renekton needs to be banned, that's a huge issue. The Rise was getting locked in permanently, and it didn't really do anything this series besides win a game. Did Domi play Rise second game? Yeah, he did. He did play Rise against Tristana mid. And that game, G2 just fell behind, and then there's no recovery. Like this, they have only champions that can move forward. They have no wave clear. They have no nothing. If you fall behind with this composition, you're fucking doom a root. But you have a lot of options to snowball with. But they just had this Drake fight that went to shit. So I was wrong. I'm happy to admit that. Who cares about prediction, man? I couldn't care less. I'm excited to read all the comments about how much I was wrong. It's cool. I fucking love it, man. Who cares? I was super wrong. And FPX, whoa, what a team. What a fucking team. And we don't know what's gonna come next for G2. This is a rough one. Definitely. And if I summarize the World Championship, I think I'm gonna do a video about how I summarize my thoughts in regards to the World Championship, and what I think about the meta and how everything has evolved throughout the World Championship. I guess we take that in the next video. FPX seem to be very kind individuals. They seem to be a great team. I've always had a very good impression of Doinby. Whenever we practice against him, he's been a very big inspiration of mine. It's a big inspiration of Jizuke. Doinby is a fantastic individual, and it's really cute to see the whole situation with his wife supporting him and always being there for his matches. It's amazing. So I'm super happy for FPX. I'm okay with being wrong. That's cool. I wanted G2 to win because of my connection with the players, but that's it. You know, I don't care in the end. There is still time for me to become EU's freaking first world champion since Fnatic in Season 1. So I'm happy about that, you know. All the best to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the weird voice sometimes. I have slime in my throat and made it rough sometimes to speak. But I'm healthy. Speaking of health, bless you and bless your soul. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. This was my coverage of the World Championship. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for your support. I wish you all the best. Peace.